Hey family, Eve here. So family, today the video that I'm going to do for you guys, I'm going to title it The Difference Between the Israelites and the Israelis, the true chosen seed, the ones that who did Jesus come to save? Really, that's what I really want to title it. Who did Jesus come to save? But before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So let's get started. So who is the real Jew? The chosen people of God, being that they both of Abraham's seed. So let's read what God tells Abraham about the Israelite in the book of Genesis, chapter 15, verses 13 through 16. And it says, 13 says, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be strangers in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also the nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward they shall come out with great substance. 15 says, and thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace, and thou shalt be buried in a good old age. 16 says, but in the fourth generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. So that's God talking about the Israelites. Now let's see what he says about the Israelis. John 8 and 33 says, let's see what John 8 and 33 says. Okay, it says, 8 and 33 says, and it says, this is what they say to Jesus. Jesus says to them, 32 through 34, I'm sorry. And it says, John 8, 32 through 34 says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Let's go to 31 first. It says, 31 says, then Jesus said to those Jews who believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. 32 says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. 33 says, they answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and we were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? Jesus answered them, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committed sin is the servant of sin. So right there in verse 33, John 8 and 33, they says, the Israelis, or the Jew, says, they answer him, we be Abraham's seed, and we were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? They saying to Jesus, how you gonna say we be made free when we were never a slave? But God told Abraham that his seed was gonna go into slavery for 400 years, and that when that 400-year period was up, he said in the fourth generation they shall come back hither again. So he told him, he said, and at that time when that slavery was over, he said the nation that afflicted his seed at that time, he said that nation, after that 400-year period was up, he said his people were going to come out with great substance, and he was going to judge that nation that afflicted them. So right there it tells you that Israelis who said they've never been a slave cannot be the ones that Jesus came to save, because if they wasn't a slave, how could he save them? And let me show you how through another verse that you know that he came to save the children of Israel. Listen to what it says in the book of Matthew chapter 15. I think it's 22 through 27. It says 22 Matthew 15, 22 through 27 says, and behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast, and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. David, we know, was our king. Jesus is one of his descendants. Also, David, Jesus, Judah, tribe of Judah, is also a descendant of David. Judah is the tribe from which the so-called African Americans are. So let's continue. 23 says, but he answered her not a word, and his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away, for she cried after us. 24 says, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Let me repeat that verse. It says, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. 25 says, then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. 26 says, but he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to dogs. 27 says, and she said, true, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which falls from the master's table. There's two clues in that verse. 26 is two clues. It says, and he answered and said, it's not meet that to take the children's bread. Children is the children of Israel. Their bread, meaning their blessings. God blessed them. And then he said, and cast it to dogs. Dogs, God referred to dogs in the Bible as the Gentiles. Anybody that's not an Israelite is considered a Gentile. Because guess what? Gentiles are anybody that was not chosen by God. The children of Israel was chosen by him. So Gentiles, when he say cast to the dogs, that's anybody that's not an Israelite. Israeli is not an Israelite. Israel, the name of Israel came to be because of Jacob, our forefather. Jacob was, his name was changed to Israel when he wrestled with the angel in the book of Genesis. Go to the book of Genesis and look it up. Jacob wrestled with an angel. Is it Genesis? Yeah, I think it's Genesis. He wrestled with an angel, and he said he fought with that angel. He saw God, he won with God, and he prevailed. And his name was no longer Jacob, it became Israel. His descendants are known as the children of Israel. That's who Jesus said he came to say. He said he came to save the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Not Israeli, because they took that name. Let me show you another way how they took the name, and they're not the actual true Jew. They're not even Israel. So let me show you in the book of Revelations chapter 2, verses 2 and 9, and it says, and 3 and 9. 2 and 9 says, I know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich. I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. Who worship in a synagogue? Who worship in a synagogue? Those people over there in Israel, because they got a synagogue over there on those lands, and that's where they worship, synagogue. 9 says, behold, I will make them. 3 and 9 says, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Let me show you two things with that. It says the synagogue of Satan, meaning when Jesus said in Matthew 15, was it Matthew 15, 27, 22 through 27, when Jesus told him, he said, when you do sin, you become a servant of sin. He's telling them they worship the devil. Their father is the devil. He told them that when they do sin, they become the servant of sin, meaning they become a servant of the devil. Right there it says in Revelations 3 and 9, it says, and I will make them, he said, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, meaning they serve the devil in their synagogues. See, you see them clues? Jesus told them they are servant of sin, meaning they serve the devil. And right there in chapter Revelations 2 and 9 and 3 and 9, God said they are of the synagogue of Satan, meaning that they serving the devil. They are servants of the devil. And they are the servant of the devil because of their beast system. Yeah. So when they began to serve the devil, they created this system, the whole beast system, the mark of the beast. All those nations that received the mark created this system to keep the children of Israel enslaved, the Israelites enslaved. See, it says I've said all of that to you in just those few verses that I read, how they were going to go into bondage, and the nations that kept them enslaved or that afflicted them, God said he was going to judge. That's what's happening right here at this time. Their whole beast system is collapsing. That's why you got deportation. These people are being deported off these lands that God said that great substance he was going to give the children of Israel when they came out of slavery. That's what happened. That deportation,